The Texans, they showed up. They looked awesome on a lot of levels and had a great supporting cast. Did the Texans show us that they are Super Bowl contenders, going toe-to-toe with Super Bowl favorites?
Watson could go with anybody. I really mean that. And there's no quarterback in the league. Mahomes, Brady, I'm confident that he can duel them. I don't know what's around him. And I don't know if it's an NFL sin to call out J.J. Watt, but J.J., you got to make some plays last night. I mean, Kate talked about it. 0 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 hurries, nothing.
Nothing.
And I know they double team, and I know the scheme gets. It doesn't matter. Like, they needed one big play from J.J. Watt, and if he's the player and the leader that he is, you got to make a play there.
You know, in all Deshaun Watson's greatest games in the NFL, he's won several. They won 11 straight last year at one point, but that game against Brady in New England, the game against Russell Wilson in Seattle, they lost those games, so they couldn't stop anyone at the end. Last night, a lot of things happened, and sometimes you run into Drew Brees in the Superdome, but you have to make a stop at some point as a defense if you're going to be a Super Bowl contender. I'm still not convinced that Texans defense, especially the back end. JJ's going to do what he does. He's going to get there. The back end got beat in a lot of plays there when they need to make a stop.
There's 2 words in football that I strongly dislike: moral victories. After a loss, coach comes in and says, hey, guys, we got some stuff we can build on. But they actually can build on some things. Laramie Tunsil, who was there, about a
20 minutes.
day and a half before he actually got put on the field. He was there for 9 days. He had a good game. He gave up a sack, but, you know, he's sitting there after the game, and he asked himself the question, how many sacks did we give up? Somebody said 6. 6. We got to get that number down. So, obviously, he's sitting back as a left tackle who protects his blind side of Deshaun Watson. He's going to do better. Kenny Steele, who was there for the same amount of time, he didn't have a huge game, but still, though, came up with that big play late in the game that should have been the go-ahead touchdown to beat the Saints. And then the running game. The running game was strong. They averaged almost 8 yards a pop.
Carlos Hyde was really good.
Come on now. So if you're looking at all of those different pieces, yes, they can build on this loss and do something special this season.
It's wild to think they lose Lamar Miller. That's their feature running back. He's been there for years. They get Duke Johnson, Carlos Hyde. They make it happen. They trade away Jadeveon Clowney, and they still find a way to go toe-and-toe with the Saints in New Orleans. So that I have no doubt that they could go toe-to-toe with the Rams, with the Chiefs, with the best Super Bowl contenders of the bunch. And there's something about this team in resiliency. Starting 0-3 last year, they turn it around. They don't get down on themselves. They go on and they win the division. So there's something about that. That is the DNA. That's what makes up a Super Bowl contender.
There's a handful of teams right now that we know they got it. They're really good. But are they great? Are the Texans still the almost team? I feel like they've been there for 10 years. Talented, good players, but like, are you going to win that AFC title game? Are you going to have that huge win to hang the franchise on? Still determined. I don't know.